Tracy, Libby of Life Organized, thank you guys so much for joining us here today. We're very excited to learn more about you all. So let's dive into it. Tell us about yourselves, the history behind Life Organized, your journey. How did tell us how this all came to be.
Well, first of all, thank you for, asking us to come on and interview us. Really appreciate that. And well, I guess it just started. Both of us have been organizing for friends and family for years, just kind of on the side. And, people are like, oh, your cupboards look like this, and please come help me. And so we've just kind of been doing it for fun for years and years. And then she and I met and became pretty close friends about 5 or 6 years ago, and noticed that we both liked, the same thing, and really enjoyed organizing, and it was actually fun for the both of us. So we thought, why don't we start a business? And so here we are, almost 3 years later, about 2.5 years later, and we just have way too much fun.
Awesome. So tell us about what is Life Organized? So who do you service? Who are your clients? Who are your customers? And what do you do for them?
So our customers are anyone who needs help, whether they are a first-time apartment owner or just, getting ready to go into a dormitory, or they are on the other end of the spectrum and they're looking to maybe downsize and go into retirement, and or even with some families, estate planning because a loved one has passed. So we always call ourselves Life Organized because there's no one right or wrong way to organize for a lifetime. Someone who is just starting out is going to organize completely different from someone who's in the prime of raising their family, having a full household of children, or maybe a single young urban professional or retirees. So we really are organizing for the time of life that people are in, and also for skill sets. People need to be honest with themselves about, where they struggle. This is no time to be a hero, because that's when we can really come in for that person's life and make the difference.
I love that. I love how you really tailor this to the person themselves rather than just like this cookie cutter set of how to get everything together. So because you do service so many people, are there maybe like one or two client experiences or projects that you've been able to do over the past few years that have really stood out to you as really like capturing that fun that you really enjoy or have been really meaningful to you?
That's really, actually, this may sound touche, but it's everyone's special. Like everyone at the end of the day, when they're happy, whether we've gone in and just done a closet, or we've literally packed up in 3 days someone's whole house so they can move across the country to Colorado. I mean, the other day we had a mom, we had gone in and the daughter, little 6-year-old, was at school, and we had gone in and redone her room and even staging her room some, and doing her whole walk-in closet, and her mom videotaped her after, and she was just, I love the ladies, thank you for doing my closet. This is really sweet. Other than then, flip forward to the older couple who we've just packed up their whole life. Literally, we've gone through we've sat and listened to their whole life history. And that's really, really special to be part of and to hear. So it's really hard to decide those kinds of things do stick out, the little ones. And one gentleman, we were going through his things, and we came across his prayer book from World War II. It was like,
wow.
Then we realized we are part of their life now. We are part of their history. And it's a real honor and pleasure to be part of that.
It's a real privilege to have a client sit down with us and tell us everything that's been so important and so special to them. Like, that is and we honestly grow really attached to our clients. We love them. And, sometimes we have clients where we are seeing them regularly, where we need to help maintain what we've established. But sometimes we are seeing clients where it is one project and then it's done because they're moving on to a retirement home, or they're moving away to a different state or something like that. And particularly with the older clients, we do feel like really protective. We want to really love them and do our very best for them, and honor them, and honor their time, honor their memories, and honor what they're sharing with us. It is really special. It is really a privilege. We never take any of our clients for granted. We really don't.
Yeah. I can only imagine the stories that you all have if we had like an hour to dive into some of those really special memories, but that's amazing. So, as I was kind of mentioning before we got on here, it is a new year. It's the beginning of 2021. And with the new year, obviously, like people are typically setting resolutions or goals that they want to stick to. And we all know that getting organized is a big one for a lot of us, and even for me. So, what are maybe some tips that you can share with people to help them stay on track and keeping that goal, right? Because that's the big part of it. Yeah, it's easy to start this project. It's easy to say we're going to do that. But what's something that maybe if people are getting organized or they're thinking about it, or even, some words of wisdom you leave your clients even after you're done of how to stay on top of all these things?
I think one really easy place to start for organizing is your closet. Because what's that, 20-80 rule? You wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. So, just going through is simply just getting rid of, not just, sizing is a great thing, obviously having what fits you, but things that are stained, torn, stretched out, that you just haven't worn in 2 or 3 years. You may like it, but for some reason just never put that blouse on. There's so many charities and places that you can donate and give away to people who really are in need for those items. And for whatever reason, we just get attached to certain pieces of clothing. So what we suggest, and we've, have learned about years ago, is that, when you're going through your closet and you're changing for the seasons, put your clothes all, hook the hanger backwards at the beginning of the season. And then what you have not worn at the end of the season, that you have never taken out and flipped back, correctly, you just never wore that for the whole 6 months of the
That's
spring.
smart.
So when you're done, when spring is over and summer is done, you're heading into fall, those things can go. And that's really quick and easy way, instead of hemming and hawing of what to do at the beginning of the season, just at the end of the season, I never wore this, those few ball gowns that might be in the closet that maybe you don't need every season, those can stay. But, really, we get attached to what feels good and that we like and what looks good on us. So that's a really quick tip,
And another tip would be folding. A lot of times people get hung up on folding, like they believe that they've got to fold a right way, like one right way, because it's maybe something that they've seen on TV, like a special fold that works for everybody. Or it could be that this is the way my mom folded or so-and-so folded, and so I've got to fold that way. And that's just not true. Folds change throughout a life as well, based on the furniture that you have in your house. If you're taught one way to fold and it's not going to fit in the drawer, well, then what good does it do for you? So, people really get hung up on that, and we just want to say, relax about the fold for the way that it works for you in your drawers, in your kitchen cabinets, and in your dresser drawers, in your kitchen drawers, wherever. Fold for the space, not for what you've been taught. And also keep in mind, I guess don't get so hung up on needing to fold. Like, don't think that you must fold everything. Try and hang more things. Here in America, we're fortunate. Even if you think that you've got a small closet, you've got a closet. Whereas in Europe, a lot of other places, and in Asia, they don't have closets. They use armoires, or they just use little racks. But we have closets, so we really don't have to fold as many things as we think that we need to. Actually go and just hang the stuff up. It's not going to be wrinkled. You're going to be able to see what you have a lot easier. And ultimately, it's going to save you time and money when you're at the store, because you're going to be able to visualize what you actually own instead of all that guesswork.
Yeah, I think that's great. And also, again, just speaks to what you mentioned the first time around, that when you work with your clients, you're working with them individually, right? Not getting hung up on all these rules around everything. It's whatever's going to work for their life in the best way. So I love that you brought that up as tips too, that, even with moving forward with organizing or you have to make it work for you, because you can follow. And I think that's what happens, right? We get, stuck on Pinterest and we're like, oh, this is like goals, right? This is everything we want
to look like this, right?
No. Exactly. Right. But then not really taking into consideration, is this going to work for me? Is this going to work for my family and our lives? So I love that. So you've been business owners for a few years here, and within here, the Grosse Pointe community. What do you enjoy most about being a part of this community as a small business owner?
Oh gosh, so many things. Well, I kind of come from a unique background. I moved around a lot growing up. And so I'm not a native Michigander. I haven't lived here all my life. So I've had the privilege, I guess, of seeing lots of different areas. And there's many places that are beautiful, like Grosse Pointe is beautiful, but there's not many places that offer the community that Grosse Pointe offers. And one of the things that I've been able to clearly see, and I know Libby would agree, is that we really are a community. There's no shortage of people coming to help one another when push comes to shove. When someone is in need in this community, they are there to lend a helping hand, and we love being a part of that as well. And that definitely translates over into the business arena, where people are really encouraging, and that they really want to help refer us out. They really want to see good things stay in the community, grow in the community. So we definitely appreciate that. We both have kids that are about to graduate from college, and as they are looking for where they want to settle, we're encouraging them to come back to Grosse Pointe. Obviously, we want to have them like around.
But this is a great place. We know firsthand it's a great place. I grew up on the east side, so we know this is a great place. You see it so often. They go away, young adults, but they want to come back when they're raising their children because of the community, the parks, just the sense of coming together. So it's a great place to be in community and have our families and friends.
The people are great.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. Well, it was really fun to kind of dive quickly into, what makes Life Organized so unique, and learn more about you guys as well. So for anyone that's listening, how can they learn more about you two, reach out to work with you? Where can they find all the information they need about Life Organized?
Well, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram, and our address is at Getting Life Organized. So at Getting Life Organized, and our phone number would be 313-789-1899. And you can text us through that. We have a joint business line, so we both can answer. We both see the text. So if people want to send pictures, that happens a lot with clients. They'll send pictures ahead of time, so we can kind of study them before we get there. So those are 3 quick ways to connect with us.
Perfect. Thank you both so much. We appreciate you coming on, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.